Welcome to this special Solstice December 2020 Divine Transmission. I'm Danielle Rama Hoffman of DivineTransmissions.com and so delighted that you're here. So I'll just take a moment to bring in Thoth and the Council of Light and my guides and invite you to connect to your breath, to being in this present moment, and to be accessing what is a contribution to you from this multi-dimensional divine transmission. This is Thoth, an expanded council of light, including Melchizedek, Metatron, Archangel Michael, the Lyran Council, the Rose Panel, beings of light, the Hathors, the Magdalens, infinite oneness, the Lemurian beings, the Octurians, and many beings of light and love moving more to the forefront of this divine transmission. We are delighted to be communing with you for this special solstice transmission. As you are aware of, there is much conversation about unity consciousness, about the evolution in consciousness. And what we would bring forward in this particular transmission is focusing on the energy of the 0 point, the energy of divine neutrality, and particularly focusing on this 0 point and this divine neutrality for the purpose of immersing yourself, if you choose, in the energy of new beginning, in the energy of new year, in the energy of unity consciousness as your experience. And so, in particular, if you look at the 24-hour clock, the 24-hour cycle in a day, we know time is multidimensional, yet in this 24-hour clock, at midnight, depending on what your clock is, that 24 o'clock, there's that moment where all of the numbers go to 0, 0, 0, hyphen, 0, 0, colon, 0, 0. And it's like this moment of the space in between the space, the exhale before there's the inhale. And this 0 point, as we look at it metaphorically, symbolically, in that moment of midnight, and midnight becoming then 0001, 0002, up to 1 o'clock and so on, that suspension, that 0 point, that neutrality, that clear field is the energy that we're bringing forward in this solstice. So not just when the clock strikes midnight, yet the entire solstice is like a reboot or recalibration. It's an opportunity to be in that space of the new beginning, of the blank canvas, of the suspension, the interlife, the vastness, that space of infinite possibilities. And to really be, if you're choosing, resetting. And this is also why we have come forward with so many beings of light and love, including what Danielle likes to call us, the triple M's of Melchizedek, Metatron, and Michael, is to also be in alignment with your free will and conscious choice, because we are always connecting with you divine to divine from that space of equality and equanimity. And we are offering energies and transmissions and shifts in perception and consciousness on the altar, and you are choosing to pick them up or not. And yet, when we tuned into what would contribute the most in this special solstice transmission, it was this 0 point energy, and really going into the 2021 and having the solstice be that reboot, and almost like catching up to what has already unfolded for you. That we know it depends on where you're entering into this conversation from, yet you may remember the harmonic convergence, and 2012 in particular. There was a lot of focus on 2012, and 2012 being that shift in consciousness into unity consciousness. Now in 2020, 8 years have gone by. 8 years have gone by, and many of you have been on a path of devotion for much longer than these last 8 years. Even if your seeming awakening may be more conscious in less now moments than that. And yet, part of what we are calibrating this reset to is really the recognition that the shift has happened. Unity consciousness is here. You are living already in union. And at the same time, there are these energies that you may have been carrying over. There are energies, we don't even want to say that you may have been, that you have been carrying over from the old paradigm, from the survival consciousness, from separation consciousness. And especially, and each of you, we invite you to choose a theme for 2021. This is a very powerful practice to do, to choose a theme for 2021. And part of unity consciousness, it's co-creation, it's collaboration, it's community, it's expanding through love, it's expanding through that recognition of abundance. And that expansion together, we know, can bring up those old fears of surviving. Is there enough business to go around for all? Is there enough money to go around for all? Is there enough? Am I safe? And by I, we are meaning you. You may have this old energy of, is it safe? to really partner with others? Will I be taken advantage of? And we are inviting you to continue to be discerning, because you know, and one of the amazing things about the shift in consciousness is that others' motivations are transparent. You can use your intuition to see others' motivation. It's all transparent now. It's not hiding. And so taking a moment to pause as you're entering into partnerships, and to really be clear about what others' motivations are and what yours are as well. And so this 0 point transmission, and we'll move into it. We've already been moving into it as we've been speaking it. We'll move into it in a guided way, is an opportunity to really, if you choose, let down your borders, let down your barriers, let down your armor that's a carryover from separation consciousness, survival consciousness, because you don't require it anymore. You've outgrown the I'm going to build a wall and have a boundary. That worked in separation consciousness. It doesn't work in unity consciousness. In unity consciousness, what works is occupying your space. In unity consciousness, what works is being a very strong, individualized oneness. In unity consciousness, what works is that you are multidimensionally occupying your energy, and that creates the natural vibrational lock and key to your very bespoke experience and what's yours and what you're choosing to come into communion with. Because one of the before and afters in the shift in consciousness is that before there was this one size fits all. And now it's very bespoke. And even before, when it was one size fits all, it was very much unique to you. And yet now you can see that more than ever, more than ever. And so as you're recognizing that your life experience is very bespoke to you, it's very unique to you, and that your signature energy, your unique vibration is the lock and key to the experiences that you have. That is your quote unquote safety net. That is your recognition that multidimensionally you are creating the experiences that are absolutely bespoke and perfect for you. Absolutely bespoke and perfect for you. Good. So we invite you to, if you want to keep your eyes open or closed, whatever feels aligned to you, and to really engage your free will and conscious choice. We have a lot of support that has stepped forward in this particular council. You have a lot of support already, and there's a lot of support available to you with this particular council. And yet, even if we could wave a magic wand and support you in coming into that 0 point of now, fully rebooted to living in unity consciousness, it's your choice. We wouldn't dare. It's not even possible in the free will conscious choice universe. And from this energy of divine to divine, there isn't that power over power under here. So we are not in any way asserting that isn't even a possibility. And so we're partnering with you and your system and aligning with your free will and your conscious choice and your decision to say, okay, what if this solstice is the time where I choose to fully reboot into living in unity consciousness? Good. And so we'd invite you to make this choice if you're choosing, and you may, as we're going into a more internal space, tuning into your higher self, your divine knowing, you're guiding this process. And we'd invite you to just visualize a digital clock. And then that digital clock is at 11:59 p.m. And 11:59 represents that day that you've lived. And it represents the era in consciousness. It represents the old paradigm of survival consciousness, of separation consciousness, of duality. And we invite you really, like in the suspension, we know it's only 1 minute, yet in the suspension of that 11:59, which represents the old paradigm, the old day, the day that's already been lived, to have gratitude, to, if you choose, be in appreciation, to love all that you garnered from separation, to really love it up. And to choose to have this very graceful, natural, because it actually takes more energy now to stay in the old paradigm than it does to be in the new. We know that seems crazy, yet it's true. And we invite you to check in if it's true for you. To in this 11:59, we know we're suspending it longer than a minute, yet time is malleable, time is now, time is multidimensional. It's a multidimensional minute. To really integrate, to cross over the line in the sand, to say goodbye, to fully integrate all that you've garnered from separation consciousness and from holding out partnership in particular. And then if you choose, visualizing that 0, 0, 0, 0. And that reboot, that recalibration to unity consciousness. And with all those 4 zeros, really using the positive effects of multiplying separation consciousness, if you choose, by 0, nullifying the energy of survival consciousness. And then as you're in that suspension before the clock of the solstice, of the new year, you can do this attunement as well at the new year. Before it goes into that 1, really just breathe into the heart and make your choice to really be now moving forward, stepping from this new beginning in unity, in oneness, in the new paradigm, and leaving all of those old patternings and ways of being in the previous paradigm, in the previous day, in the previous now moment. And Danielle loved as a child this Etch-a-Sketch game where there you can draw with little dials patterns. And then when you want to have a new pattern, you just tilt the Etch-a-Sketch and it becomes a clear field again. This is the suspension that you're in right now. And so we invite you, as that 1, the 0, 0, almost the 1 is coming. We know we've been talking longer than a minute. And that 1 is almost coming, to really be calibrating to your unique signature energy and your choice to live in unity consciousness. And you can place your hands on your heart and just state whatever feels aligned for you. And maybe I choose to live as me in unity consciousness. And then visualize that 1 being the new beginning. And then you're off to the races. So taking a few more moments to really be grounding and calibrating this recognition, this powerful choice that you've made here with us, to really live in the new paradigm, to really live in the new multi-dimensional earth. And then choosing a word or a color or a symbol that represents unity consciousness to you. that represents living in this new paradigm. And then as you have that, just almost imagine that it's in your hand, it's drawn in your hand, or it's placed in your hands. You're seeing the word or the color or the shape on your hands. And then just ask where to place this energy on your body. 2 hands, or maybe 2 places. Really breathing in that unity consciousness. And then as you're ready, placing the hands together, rubbing the palms together, and then gently clapping. And taking a few moments to integrate. And we are delighted to welcome you fully into the new paradigm of unity consciousness. As we're completing, we would extend our appreciation and acknowledgement to your contribution to the evolution in consciousness. And we invite you to appreciate and acknowledge yourself in this choice and this wider community of beings on the Earth star that have made this choice with you, that are co-creating the new paradigm with you. All is light and love, and we are all. Danielle, moving more to the forefront, wishing everyone a delightful solstice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye for now.